Hello everybody, we are here with a spicy one, and I know my little goblins were hungry for something delicious. So, something delicious is Jesse Anderson's ass cheeks. No, but seriously, it's pretty much Tri-Brigade with a small Crystal Beast package, and the Crystal Beast package just allows you to extend a bit further, and it also gives you follow-up since it's a one-card combo. So what is the one-card combo? I'm just going to explain it before we go into the games, which will be shortly, because we all know how Tri-Brigade works. So, the one-card combos, you summon Crystal Beast, Sapphire, Pegasus, or you activate Crystal Bond to grab Pegasus, and then you activate the Pegasus effect to summon Crystal Beast, Rainbow Dragon into the spell and trap zone. You activate its effect, which allows you to special summon either Eagle or Pegasus from the deck to the field, and then you can either overlay into Dweller, Chidori, or Force Strix. Force Strix, this card we only have in the deck to grab our Zephyros, because Zephyros plays pretty dirty with this, because if you have a card in the spell and trap, like, let's say, one of the Crystal Beast monsters, you can bounce that back to your hand, and then resurrect Zephyros from the graveyard. You can also use the spell and trap Crystal Beast for fodder when you're using Double Dragon. So, yeah, I mean, the deck actually works pretty damn well with everything, with how the cards interact with each other. And it's a great extender. I think the board that we're typically shooting for is we'll have an Appaloosa with a Ancient Warriors Oath Double Dragon and a Tri-Brigade Revolt. Usually that's what we're aiming for. Sometimes we get Appaloosa and Revolt, and that's kind of it. But it's a pretty good board. Pretty annoying to deal with. And the follow-up in the deck is usually pretty good, because we usually have a Tri-Brigade to follow up with, especially after you use Revolt. Let's get into the games, and at the end of the video, we will go over what I think about the deck, like I always do. Alright, we're here for game one against Lol. This guy is stuck in 2006, but we'll keep it. Well, he's going to maxi my Fractal activation, so we're probably not really going to do too much this turn. And we'll see what our opponent ends up doing. We end up just setting this Crystal Beast Cobalt just as defense. I mean, this could be wrong too, because if we're playing against Numeron, we just die doing this, so just a fair warning. Might not be the best play, but that's what we did anyway. Our opponent ends up Grass is greenering us, and they're playing Shadal. So Shadal, Despia, it's a pile, but the Grass is greener is really annoying. He's gonna have like really insane follow-up. Now he has Wendy. So now we send Cobalt to the Spell and Trap, because I don't think I'm going to need it in the graveyard for fodder for the Lynx. So, because I have the Fractal. And the Fractal is going to let me dump another 3 cards. That'll give me 4 cards in the graveyard. If we didn't have a Fractal in the graveyard, I would have sent Cobalt to the graveyard, because we need that 4th to go into Shuri, because we only got 1 special summon this turn, and we have to kill Winda. So, he ends up picking up Shadal Fusion. And I attack here. And we're going to go for a follow-up. So, we're going to Bear Brum. Remember when you use Bear Brum for Link summoning? You can't do anything besides Tri-Brigade after that, okay? So, if you're going to do this, where you summon an Ancient Oath, right? Just make sure you do it ahead of time. Like, you gotta do this. You gotta do this before you do that, or else you're not gonna have it as an option. So yeah. Turn 2, not too bad. Pretty annoying board he has to deal with. Looks like I'll be the one that's LOLing at the end of this. But yeah, we negate it. We know he has a Shadal Fusion. Which is fine. I'm not too worried about that, because like I said, I have Appaloosa, and I also have Double Dragon, which I can just bounce it back to his deck, so it doesn't really matter. He sets a little hedgehog. We're going to bounce. Sending that cobalt. Again, Crystal Beast. Thank you for being there. So it's actually pretty helpful. I didn't have to get rid of anything. But he's super... So this was very confusing to me. Because, like... I was, like, sure I was going to get Guardian Chimera. So I don't know if he... Like, wasn't sure if he didn't run it. But after I checked his deck list, he had Guardian Chimera. So if you guys want to tell me in the comment section why this guy didn't Guardian Chimera me, I have no idea. I don't know. Maybe he was locked in Shadal's. Which is a very possible thing. Let me see, actually. Does Shadal Fusion lock into Shadal's? Fusion Summon. Damn it, my computer. You can also use... No, it doesn't say you get locked in Shadal's. So kind of odd. A little confused. And our opponent concedes because we Shurrig his only way of ever doing anything. GG. Alrighty, so our hand is pretty decent for round 2. Besides the Harpies, because Harpies not really going to be that useful right now. But we're going to go into Almirage because we need to. I always want to point out, when you're playing Tri-Brigade, always make sure you're paying attention to where you're summoning your monsters, because if you end up summoning it in the middle or something, and that's the only zone this thing points to, just, like, don't be dumb with it. Another thing, too, is I shouldn't have placed that card right there, but it didn't really matter. We're going into Apollousa. So our play is going to be Tri-Brigade Revolt with a Almirage and Apollousa. So here, I'm like kind of annoyed because I wasn't sure why I wasn't able to do this. And I just think it might just be a ruling thing, like a weird ruling thing. But like I activate Almirage, right, in chain of this to tribute itself. So now it's off the field. I thought I would be able to revolt into response of that. Right? And it doesn't look like it. And it doesn't really matter because he ends up Raigeki-ing anyway, so it would have killed the monster. But it does kind of matter because I would have been able to search out a Tri-Brigade monster and add it to my hand because of Nerval going to the graveyard. So it was kind of annoying. I don't think you realize that I Almiraged the fucking Apollousa. So I thought that was funny. But we end up stopping him. He can't do anything. We draw the Rainbow Bridge, so now you guys get to see some Crystal Beast action. There's the Crystal Bond. We grab the Pegasus. It actually works out really well. I don't know why this works so well. If you're wondering what we do with this Rainbow Dark Dragon, this Rainbow Dark Dragon, we can't actually summon it. This card is just fodder. So like you have like discard effects and stuff like that. And that's kind of what this card is meant for. It's meant to just get rid of. It's not a real card. So we're going to attack our opponent. Do as much damage as we can. And then we go to Zeus. Now, 3 materials is a little odd. But with the board state I have right now, I mean, I have Apollousa. So if I negate his cards and then he tries to attack and kill Apollousa, that means I'm going to get my 4th material on Zeus. That was kind of my thinking. So we get full 3 negates off this Apollousa, which I'm super happy about. Because if our opponent wasn't an idiot, he could have just attacked our Apollousa first and then did that, or tried to do that. But if he attacked Apollousa, I would have Zeused. Just saying. So he really wouldn't have gotten away with it, if you guys were wondering. He was dead regardless. Because I simply would have just Zeused the board. Because I already knew what was in his hand. And boom goes the dynamite. Ya boy's dead. Alright, we're here for game 3. We have a pretty solid hand with the Rainbow Bridge. And that's kind of what we're going to lead off with. Get that Crystal Bond going. And yeah, I mean, honestly, playing Tri-Brigade, it felt really good. It felt actually super strong. Like, I know I said in my last video that I posted yesterday where I was talking about the ban list, where I'm like, oh, wow, 10-key formation going to 2. I don't think Tri-Brigade's a problem. I still don't think Tri-Brigade's a problem, but it's actually a lot better than I originally thought. I am going to say that. So, remember I have no Tri-Brigade cards, right? Still able to make the board I wanted, though, right? Appaloosa 2 with Tri-Brigade Revolt and Imperm. So, we're going to negate this. I just wanted to showcase this because without any Tri-Brigade cards, we've still got a pretty good end board, which I thought was hilarious. So, not very interesting, but this was actually a Phantom Knight player, big crybaby. But I assume he didn't really have much of a follow-up after that. And, yeah, just to showcase the Crystal Beast and what that package can do. And you're not even seeing the best part of the package, which we can go into Dweller or we can go into one of our rank 4 XZs like super easily. So, alrighty, so let's see what we got here. We got 10-key, which means we got Fractal. And if you're wondering why I did that, is because if my opponent had Ash, I just wanted him to use it. And then I'm just going to normal summon this Karos, because what I'm planning to do is special summoning Farajit. This will allow us to go into Rugal. And then I can siphon through my cards a bit. And we are going to go into Ancient Warriors, into Appaloosa, and we have the Revolt because we naturally had it in hand. So it's a lot simpler to go into. Our opponent's going to activate Despia Theater, and we're going to Revolt. And I just want to point out, I know my opponent's going to be conceding this match, but this is like the power of the deck. This is what I'm trying to show. This happens a lot. Like, I literally steam through gold and I steamrolled plat with the deck. Because this is what you do with the deck. You build up this obnoxious board where I'm able to bounce cards from my opponent's field. I'm able to negate cards like monster effects. And I also have a banish. And I still have hand traps. I still have Ghost Ogre in my hand. So, pretty good. Pretty solid so far showing of the deck. Alright, we're here for the next game. Speaking of the next game, I recommend you guys watch the stream tonight, because it'll be on the same day this video is posted, on Friday. On Twitch, we stream on Fridays now, and we are going to be doing game nights. So it'll be something fun with the community. Right here, you're seeing one of our stronger openers, where we get a 3-star Appaloosa, 3 material Appaloosa with an Ancient Warriors, and we're going to be getting a trap. Our opponent's going to Nibiru us. So the Nibiru is actually really scary, because remember, our opponent's going to have Nibiru for when we revolt. So, like, if we revolt on their turn, they can Nibiru the board. So we have to be very careful about when we revolt. They Lightning Storm me. They show Ray. Honestly, I could have actually just activated this revolt before before Ray even attacked me, because it's non-targeting the banish on Shirig. So that was a misplay on my part. Just so you guys know, it's non-targeting, so if he doesn't activate his Ray, I'm going to banish Ray. So either way, this outcome, I would have saved myself 1,500 life points. Okay, so Ray's going to come back. Ray's going to go into Shizuku. And then Airspace comes out. And this is the weirdest shit ever, by the way. He just activates Nibiru. It's like, why would you even bother going to Shizuku then? Kind of pointless. I just feel like this person was very confused. I was actually kind of annoyed here because he found a maneuver, which was pretty lucky. Because now he has a way of dealing with my token. Because he didn't have a way of dealing with the token because I could have just switched it to attack next turn. We have Karas. Karas, remember, is going to be able to summon Shirig. And then Shirig will be able to banish the airspace. And now we have him on a 2-turn clock. So if they have no way of dealing with us, they are dead the next turn. And he's going to activate Raigeki. Raigeki is annoying, but it's not the end of the world. Shirig is going to allow us to get our Crystal Beast Sapphire. And then we have the Ash for the Mobilize Engage. If they got this Mobilize Engage off, I would have lost the game. There's zero chance I would come back from this game if they got it off. But we were going to have insane follow-up with this Pegasus. And yeah, things went out pretty well there. And here we are with the recap of the deck. We started at Bronze 5, brand new account. And guess what we ended on? Plat 1. And guess what? We had an 85% win ratio with the deck. We barely lost. Most games, people just conceded once they seen something. And one thing I will say, when I was climbing through gold, it was a little sketchy. Because I feel like I had so many people surrender before they even did anything. So I don't know if that's common in gold, where people just surrender if they don't draw the hand they want or some shit. They just surrender. I don't know. Don't know if that's a thing, but if it is, it might have skewed the results a little. But still, 85% win ratio to Plat 1, essentially, pretty close to Plat 1, is pretty insane. I'm just going to say right now, I actually think... Normally when I see gimmicks like this with the whole Crystal Beast, right? Normally when I see this, I'm like, this makes the deck worse. Just play something else. And I will say, I feel like Zodiac would probably be like relatively better, just because Zodiac's really annoying to deal with. But at the same time, I feel like it's different than Zodiac, Tri-Brigade. And it also brings a different flair to the deck. And I feel like it brings more, like, fightability. You know what I mean? Like, I burned through all my Tri-Brigade cards. Like, some of these games, I burned through all my Tri-Brigade cards. And you know what I was able to do? Search for my Crystal Beast cards. And then my Crystal Beast cards can overtake the game. Because guess what? The Crystal Beast cards can go into one of these level 4 XZs. And remember, Chidori is a really good card. I can target one set card your opponent controls, return it to the bottom of the deck, and then once per turn I could detach a material, target one face-up card, return that to the top of the deck. So, like, you could really, like, annoy your opponent or, like gain massive tempo with Lightning Chidori. So, I think the deck's really good. It was, like, way better than I thought it was going to be, because I thought these cards were going to be super bricky. But it wasn't. Anytime I drew Rainbow Bridge, I was just like, oh, gas. Awesome. The only thing that's bricky is if you draw... Our only Garnet in the deck. This is one thing I'm going to say. Our only Garnet in the deck. The card that we do not want to draw. Right? Because let's be honest. You draw Tri-Brigade Revolt, you're kind of happy about that, right? You're like, oh, cool. I got Revolt. You don't really want to draw Rainbow Dark Dragon, because you cannot activate Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon without having the Rainbow Dark Dragon in the deck. So that's the only card you don't really want to have in your hand. But if it's in your hand, it's not the end of the world, because you can go into Farajit, and Farajit will be an outlet which lets you put the card on the bottom of the deck. So then it will make your Crystal Beast Rainbow Dragon live again, right? So I don't know. I think the deck is really good. So let's talk about rating. I would rate this deck at 8.5. I actually think it's really, really good. And I would be surprised if we don't see more of it. Climbing with it, again, was super easy. So I'm not even going to rate this Rogue. I will confidently put this at tier 2.5. Because I think it's better than all the tier 3 decks right now. And it has Tri-Brigade. And I think the Tri-Brigade engine in general, I think is like a tier 2 deck. So I'm going to say it's tier 2.5. I think it's really good. And I'll be surprised if we don't see more of this in the future. And it's kind of cool because I really like the Crystal Beast cards. I think they're really cool. And Jesse Anderson was a cool character on GX. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And again, please consider subscribing and following me on Twitch, or even subscribing to me on Twitch. That would fucking twist my nipples in a knot. Goodbye.